I'm a Christian Science chaplain. I serve in the Central Valley of California at women's prisons. I want to tell you a story about an inmate that I met in my work. She had been in and out of prison several times, had been on the streets since she was about 10 years old. And she also had quite a drinking problem, was involved in drugs. And she also had fended for herself during the years that she was on the street. And so she was a fighter. She had been in a lot of altercations in prison, and she was well known by custody for her behavior. While she was in prison, she was heartbroken because her children would have nothing to do with her anymore. Her mother refused to be in communication with her. Her son had told her that when she was released from prison, he would not go back to living with her. So this was pretty devastating. She felt very alone. And I think this encouraged her to look to God with all her heart. She told me that she was at the end of her rope. She really didn't want to go on living. But it was in that moment that she felt God had been waiting for her to open her heart fully. Well, she started coming to the Christian Science services, and she'd never been a person of faith, but she saw there, she said, I know this is the truth. And she saw something there that could turn her life around. And so she started studying the Bible lesson and was very moved by finding that she was loved of God, that she had a purpose in life, that she had a future and a hope. And she wrote to me, there's a wonderful ending to this story, just a complete turnaround. She found that she was able to overcome her tendency toward violence. It took a lot of work and prayer, but the custody saw such a change in her that they actually recommended that she be released as they saw this transformation take place in her. When she went to her hearing, they actually provided letters of support. This was so wonderful to see because, you know, the state of California doesn't take these things lightly. They really need to see solid evidence of change in a person for them to support someone being released. And they certainly saw it there. She refused to participate in other inmates were making alcoholic drinks from fruit, and she refused to go down that road anymore. And I'd just like to read for you what she said about her own transformation. She said, I had a raging spirit from repeated failures and disappointments and losses of everybody and thing I had struggled to attain throughout my entire life. The struggle and loss was because it was all my own will. I had an arrogance misidentified as strength. Finally, broken in every way, facing 54 years in prison without faith, without family, and no more strength, I pleaded with God to take me. I wanted to die. I was truly alone. My children wouldn't speak to me. God needed my undivided attention. And guess what? God, my faithful Father, waited so long for that 100% surrender. He took me all right, but right into the folds of His mercy and grace. and every day is showing me the way of life, real life. God's will is my natural path, and now there is no struggle. Looking for and trusting in truth, God confirms that His strength is the only enduring strength there is. My spirit grows and thrives and rejoices in my newfound truth. God, love, joy, and harmony are the truth that is ever attractive and undeniable, contagious and powerful. Freedom from worries, disappointments, and struggles is true freedom. I am truly a child of God. I am brand new to life. The complete transformation I'm seeing in women around me that genuinely yield to God confirms and inspires the transformation that is going on with me. God has given us the ultimate example in Jesus Christ, and as I walk in gratitude and faith, as Jesus teaches, I am constantly and shockingly rewarded with a peace and joy I've never known. The wonderful conclusion is that she was released after serving a little over a year. This was a year ago, and I've recently learned that when she was released, she was reconciled to her family, her daughter, her son, her mother, and they saw the real change that had been made in her life. She recently got a job as a client assistant at a research firm, and she says she loves her job, and she's remained a person of faith. It's just so wonderful to see what God can do in people's lives.